evolutionbeats.com.
I hear him talking, but I don't listen though. A nigga with an attitude, this is easy flow. If you ain't getting that, then you should really let it go. I had problems in my life, I should let them go. I did that, tryna bounce back, get correct. But all these lame ass niggas don't show respect. And hoes play a different side when you going broke. You can play with that deck of cards, no joke. I prefer to be different. Everything not Christmas, but I be gifted. If they ain't saying I'm blowing, I'm twisted. Bitch ass niggas, y'all should really pay attention. My lifestyle is like a nigga in a movie, making it through the hard times, and I presume the dream that he want, he got it, and now we made it. All the haters, they talking for no reason. I ain't famous.
What up?
Artist is hard, that nigga Danish. Big riding ass niggas take it up the anus.
Yes, man. Fakalaha podcast, man. Damn, I'm acting funny. I gotta get a new board. But what's good, y'all? Y'all already know what it is. Y'all just listen to the sounds of my GJ Breeze, man. It don't come like this. Other than that, though, man, we about to get into this fraternity court, man, where we, I guess her name Judge Lake. I don't know if y'all watched fraternity court before, but I really don't either, though. But it's kind of all right, though, from what I've been seeing lately. We going to watch an episode and comment on it and shit, you know what I'm saying? This is going to be my first time watching this specific episode, though. So without further ado, let's get into it, though. Yes, sir. Fakalaha podcast, man. Thank y'all for joining. Y'all can also watch it and join it as well on Facebook. Check out my handles on the other page as well. And other than that, let's get into this shit, though.
We want to go to school. Let me take you there.
Let's go.
You all operating as if this drama has to exist, because it doesn't. Zanaya calls three other men's daddy.
This woman is pregnant and wants to know which of the several men she's had sex with is her child's father.
Miss Cav.
Why do women put themselves in predicaments like that? Like, why do y'all have sex with men without condoms and it be a group of them, and when it's time to divvy up who the baby is, y'all just lost in the sauce? Like, that's crazy, though. Let's continue.
Are appearing in court to prove paternity of your son, Malcolm. His biological father is Mr. Bowles.
Yes, Your Honor.
You admit to being intimate with another man during the window of conception.
The first possible father, Mr. Bowles, has never met the child and claims he's not the biological father. However, Miss Kavanaugh is sure he's the one.
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Bowles is my son's father. We had unprotected sex frequently. He probably didn't even know my son's name was Malcolm until now.
Oh, shit. Let's go.
Here's Mr. Bowles' testimony.
You seem to be certain that he's not, but you admit to having a sexual relationship. How can you be so sure that you're not?
Actually, when we first met the first night, we had sex. Like, probably 3 weeks later, maybe 2 weeks later, I found like an open condom wrapper in her bathroom.
Doesn't mean I have sex with everybody on the first night. I actually cared for him. We actually talked on Facebook, and then the condom that he's talking about, it was my friend's.
She said she used it. She said it was with her ex.
When she found out she was pregnant, she told Mr. Bowles.
Your Honor, I told him. I told Mr. Bowles, because that's who I believed was the father.
She confessed to cheating on him, and here's the reason.
But I did have one sexual encounter. I wanted to be in a serious relationship with Mr. Bowles. He didn't respect me. So yes, I did have one encounter. It's because I want him to see that somebody else wants me and maybe he would want me, which is a very childish way of thinking.
Well, I'm glad.
That sure is, because most women think like that, too. Like, if he don't show interest, I get somebody, but you still with this guy, like, I mean, why don't you talk to your guy and see what's going on? But this ain't about that. This about a baby. So let's get into it.
Glad you understand the error. Now you know.
Why does Mr. Bowles doubt paternity? Turns out she lied about being pregnant for him before.
So before she got pregnant, she actually lied about being pregnant maybe like some weeks before.
It's because I was very childish when I was talking to Mr. Bowles. Like, he was coming to my house, got a pregnancy test, was going to take 2 negatives, turn it into a positive.
Take 2 negatives and turn it into a positive.
Yes.
So you had a plan to pretend you were pregnant, and then what happened?
I went to go eat, and I came back and they were both positive.
He stood with her when he found out she was pregnant, but still kept his doubts.
See, that just go to show that she willing to do anything to blame a baby on this guy, though, man. That's crazy, though. A lot of women do that. I'm a victim of that, like, not once, but twice, like, and shit. Women, y'all need to quit doing that shit, especially y'all young women at that, though. Stick with one man and know who y'all, like, fucking around with, especially if it's unprotected, though.
And actually, I think it's more than just one other guy, because, and I thought she had something to do with it at first, but I don't think she did.
When I told him I wanted to be in a committed relationship, I could be carrying your child and you just disrespect me. He wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and tells me he's going to go have sex with another woman.
We was just friends.
Because I was asleep, that justifies what you did. I do still kind of have feelings for Mr. Bowles.
The second possible father, Mr. Elliott, was invited to the stand.
Describe your relationship with Ms. Kavanaugh.
It's a very special one. Me and her, I called her that evening, offered her for a movie.
Took her on dates and courted her and treated her like a lady should be treated.
Always.
It appears Ms. Kavanaugh would prefer Mr. Elliott to be the father.
I would be very pleased and very happy if it was Mr. McElliott's.
Do you feel like he looks like you, or?
I would say no.
How about you, Mr. Bowles? When you look at the picture of this, do you see yourself?
I don't think so.
Mr. Elliott has no relationship with the child, which makes two of them.
No.
You have not?
I'm not.
So what happened to the plan?
Things started to get a little bit off track. I believe that one thing that me and her had in common, find out if I was the father or not.
Miss Kavanaugh's mother would get schooled after she said this.
That's something I don't understand, though. Men, like, you're having sex all over, but when a girl does it, it's like, whoa.
Well, since we want to go to school, let me take you there. Because a lot of women feel like they want to compete with a man. It's wrong all day long.
Right.
However, we women bear the children. When we know for certain we're the mothers. Do you understand? When you slept with more than one person, you set them in limbo. I'm a woman too. I ain't young no more. We have responsibilities to a child. This is about a person.
I just heard my daughter take responsibility.
What your daughter learned was a very valuable lesson. You cannot make a man love you.
It's time for the results.
I think this baby is none of theirs, but the nose look like the guy that's like next to her on the other, not on the stand though and shit.
Case of Kavanaugh v. Bowles McElliott. Mr. McElliott, you are not his father.
Yeah,
Mr.
he ain't
Bowles,
look like him.
You are not his father.
What the fuck?
I'm so sorry.
I didn't mean to put you guys through all that.
And hold on, you mean to tell me the mother gonna step into and say, why girls can't have sex with a lot of men? Like, bitch, that's the reason why. Y'all get up here, act like who the father and don't know who it is. Like, it should have been 5 niggas in the courtroom. What the fuck?
Do you know who that is? Is it that third person or do you not know?
It's the third person.
An angry grieving mother accuses a young
shit.
woman of attempting to cash in on her deceased son's insurance
Stop
policy
lying.
by claiming he is the father of her 3-year-old daughter.
So, Ms. Lusk, describe to the court how difficult this situation has been.
Being pregnant at 16, having to still go through school. He has a whole other side. She has a whole other side to her family. Not
okay,
only
Ms.
me.
Lusk,
Not
everybody's
only
a
me.
single parent. You're
You're
not the
absolutely
only one.
correct.
You hold on, let's get some order. Let's get some order.
Ms. Page revealed she had an
Shit.
insurance policy on her son.
And you're saying you need help.
They're out for money. Unless it's proven it's not my son. You know nothing about her.
And so this insurance policy is in the amount of $50,000. You submitted that to the court. Ms. Lusk is attempting to get a portion of that money. Your deceased son is her child's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
She also believed her son was in a committed relationship and that she has never heard of Miss Lusk. Here's what Miss Lusk has to say about that.
Last time we were intimate, you knocked on the door. You interrupted us.
Ms. Lusk,
Absolutely
explain
fine.
to the court what happened that day.
We had times that I would come over to see him because he only stayed a few blocks from my school. I would go. I would walk.
Miss Page claims the first time she saw her, she didn't look pregnant. Her son was in a committed relationship with someone else that's not Miss Lusk.
He was in a relationship for years.
And
no, I'm not claiming
And
no
we're,
baby.
We're
No.
not them.
Now listen, how did you get the news that she potentially was pregnant?
Told me via Facebook or something like that.
No, ma'am.
Miss Anderson told the court what Miss Page had been doing on social media.
Make sure you find your baby's daddy. And she's publicly putting it on Facebook.
She'll have it where I can't post comments. Not once have I ever said anything bad.
An argument broke out as to the permission to give the child the deceased last name.
You don't have my permission like
Yes,
we
Miss
really
Anderson,
needed
'cause
it.
So you gave Samari Desmond's last name?
Without.
My fault, but this is a wild case right here, man. Just imagine if your son was passed and some girl just want to blame a kid or even said that this kid was his. This is wild. Even though some women probably try to take the kid in just to live on his memory, but at the same time, like, this lady ain't having it, though.
My permission.
It will be today,
You're not
but it
his
will be
wife.
today.
You're
You're
not his
absolutely
wife.
correct, and I'm his baby mother.
No, you're not.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Page had no relationship with the child.
She had the opportunity. Yes, ma'am. she
Yes,
has.
Miss Lust, I
She
held
has.
and I got a picture taken.
You had a
someone want
few.
to see.
I don't
This
want
is my
Samira
first time
around
seeing
him.
you, Miss Anderson. The feeling was
Anderson, what up?
daughter was born.
I understand. But you are a grown woman. I was 16. You called my premature daughter ugly.
I did.
Judge Lauren asked her if the child turned out to be his son's, will she have a relationship with her?
This beautiful baby girl is your late son's biological daughter.
I can't answer that. It's too much. It's too much drama.
They can't seem to agree on anything. Judge Lauren had to school them.
I know both of you are grieving. I know both of you are just beyond yourselves. So I am trying to give you a moment to let it out. It is uncomfortable to me from where I sit, Miss Page, to watch you shouting. And I'm saying this because your anger and your frustration is coming from this place of grief.
The
If this
daughter
is
look like the
son's
mother,
daughter,
kinda.
Do you want to have a relationship? I don't know because I don't know if I can take the drama. You all operating as if this has to exist.
She definitely
time
favored
for
the
the
mother,
results.
kinda.
When it comes to Samari Page, the probability of relatedness between Miss Page and Samari Page is 99.96%.
I knew it.
Both of you all
Look just
are
like the
in
mother.
so much pain. It's not helping you, and it definitely does not honor Desmond. You admit to having an extremely complicated relationship. Now you say you're here today to prove that he is biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
She waited to notify you about her pregnancy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Moore claimed that he used protection every time during their relationship.
She told me that she was pregnant, but she waited 4 months to do it. We stayed using condoms all the time, unless I was just out of it one night.
So you were in a relationship with Mr. Moore. You didn't tell him you were pregnant until 4 months.
I didn't tell him I was pregnant because I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't.
What the fuck? Like, what's up with that shit, man? What's up with these women, man? Like, damn.
Tell some of my family members either.
Mr. Moore brought evidence of her cheating to court.
I didn't show you the papers.
I got these papers. With the guy who was presumably, he could be the dad.
You
A
say
picture
this
of her.
is Miss
Ooh.
Matthews
Yeah.
kissing another man.
Yeah, that actually came from her social network that she used to have, her Instagram.
She didn't deny it, but she had her reasons.
Why
Because what picture did you post? And the reason I did bust the window out is because I was calling his phone
Fanique.
about this picture. And they're answering the phone, hanging up, woo-woo. So yes, I was
Why are you
pregnant and I
lying?
went
Your
to
Honor,
his house,
Your-
the tire, and I broke your back window.
Okay.
That you might not be the child's father because she's kissing somebody else.
Absolutely.
Your Honor.
He presented another piece of evidence.
Mr. Moore, let me see this evidence you have.
The night she busted out my windows from me uploading a picture with another girl on my
Yes.
social network.
Is this the window you
Yes,
busted
I did. I
out?
busted it out. I should have got the site. So, but what about the rumors you paying for sex with women?
Okay.
He also brought
Come on, my God, don't trick.
a witness to court.
Your name is?
Miss Thomas.
Miss Thomas.
Miss Matthews, she gets around. The whole hood knows her.
Ooh, hold on.
You don't know
I
how
get
many other dudes
around.
she been told this to before. Like, this is a rumor around the hood.
Oh,
Let's
baby.
not play
What about
crazy.
the back
What you need to do.
ladies?
Go take care of your daughter. That's what you need to do.
Ladies.
She was asked to support her claim with proof.
You have any proof, not just
Yes.
known around
Yes.
the neighborhood?
Yes. The day after prom, I seen her with some dude that looks, and I seen her previous times in the neighborhood with this dude that looks exactly like my uncle. So I called my uncle up and like, he gets to calling her and she gets to dodging and everything and ignoring his phone call.
Then she dropped this bomb.
She calls 3 other dudes in the neighborhood that we live in daddy.
Your Honor.
Zanaya calls 3
No.
other men.
Three
Just
other men
like
daddy.
daddy.
Is that true?
No,
Does
Your
Zanaya
Honor,
call
no.
anyone else daddy?
No. My
Just
daughter does not
like
call anybody
daddy.
else
Does she call Mr.
She don't
Moore
even call
daddy?
him daddy, no.
He claims he goes to check on her daughter. She's always abandoned.
He's got guys coming in and out.
My best friend lives
Damn.
Please look at my daughter.
from Mississippi. We guys coming in and outside the house, and Zanaya will just be sitting on the porch with her nose snotty and hungry. She has the same clothes on, like,
She tried to defend herself, but ended up getting schooled.
Just look at my daughter, Your Honor.
Of course not right now, but...
Of course, never.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas, for your testimony. You may be seated.
Zania's birth certificate wasn't signed because he wasn't certain he was the father.
You didn't sign the birth certificate because you weren't sure.
I wasn't signing the birth certificate.
He didn't even come up to the hospital, Your Honor.
I came up to the hospital. I didn't stay long. I'd already started hearing those rumors.
If he
Check this exchange between the witness and Miss Matthews.
Your Honor, I'm 23 years old. I don't have anything. I got my whole life ahead of me. So no matter what the outcome is,
well, you
today,
need to be a man. And if I party and drink all day, then how do I get up and go to work every day? You could continue to just stop because I'm gonna need for you after this show to go find your daddy.
Judge Lauren Lake wasn't amused by that exchange.
If it weren't for Zaniyah. Talk, this is too much. She's 3. She's 3 years old. And so as you all go back and forth with all this silliness and back talk, you all have got to talk better to one another. And you're definitely not gonna come in this courtroom just clowning for absolutely no reason.
Before the results, Judge Lauren gave her ruling.
I wanna deal with this arbitration.
You know what, Your Honor, I do have receipts.
May I please see those, Jerome?
Invoice.
So this is a receipt from a car repair, $285.
Yep.
You are responsible, even as upset and as pregnant and as hormonal as you might have been. My ruling is for the defendant for $285. Are we clear?
It's time for the results.
Damn, she taking care of that too in there?
You are not her father.
It's over with.
I mean, I'm not shocked.
I got my whole life ahead of me.
She said she not shocked.
I'll take care of my baby by
I
myself.
wish you the best.
This episode is about...
That's sad, man. That's sad. I don't get women, like some women that just, I don't get it, man. Just, I don't know. That's like one thing that's, you can't escape from. Like, you gotta keep it real with something like that. Like, you just can go all the way to the courthouse and go through a paternity, like, really, like, damn, like.
The daughter claiming her mother hates her husband. It's as messy as they come.
You claim that you've been supporting your daughter. You say that your daughter's husband is a deadbeat. Ms. Scott McCrae, you are suing your daughter for $3,900. You say your mother was an addict when you were younger and now tries to act holier than thou. Yes.
Her mother thinks the husband is a deadbeat, and here's her reason.
Why are you calling your daughter's husband a deadbeat?
This man, Toy, I was sleeping in their den. I watched Toy one night, particularly, and the whole night he was eating cereal. They couldn't eat the cereal because they didn't have milk.
What the fuck?
Celeste was working 2 jobs.
If a job runs out of work, they lay you off.
But he could take care of the kids. Isn't that a family decision?
They're good. They do good at tax time.
She claimed her mother gave her a bounce check.
Miss Scott, tell me the story. You said your mom wrote you a bounce check.
Yes, for the first year, we did not ask her for no money. Every week she got her unemployment. Okay, you living with us. She didn't have to buy no food. She didn't have to buy no hygiene. Now she's acting like a little high school girl while she was living with us, sleeping with him. If Toy wouldn't have walked in the living room, the kids would have seen her full moon. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lie, Your Honor.
What about when we looked out the back window and you was out there in the car with her?
Rather than have sex in your house, I may have done it in
we needed to give him $1,200. I went to my mother and told her we got half. She told me yes for the full amount. This check, I'm at the bank and it's not going through. It's not clearing.
I didn't have to pay your bill, Celeste.
Although her mother called him a deadbeat, she somehow found uses for him.
But when she comes to my home, the only name you hear out of her mouth is Toy. Oh my goodness.
That is so not true.
She's about to leave. I walk her out. Now she got in her car, crunk it up. So of course, you know, I look out the door. She done got out her car and kissed him a slobbery kiss.
It's time for Mr. Toy to give his account.
Step to the podium. What you have to add to this?
She always pouting on me. She always saying, you do more than I can't get my son. I believe she have a little crush and she have a little mental problem.
Judge Lauren asked him to defend the deadbeat accusation.
He accuses you, Mr. Young, of being a deadbeat.
I was getting unemployment every week when I was working. I was working at the Blake Hotel.
And the only person I have here is my mother and my father. So if we're short, we got 7 kids, Your Honor. 6 boys and 1 girl.
Ms. Scott wants her money back, and Judge Lauren gave her a ruling on that.
Miss Scott McCrae, you are suing your daughter for $3,900.
Because every time I gave her anything, I said, Celeste, I need this back.
You say $3,900. Now, I see bank withdrawals, Miss Scott McCrae.
Yes, and it would come, the cash that I would give to them to help pay their bills or pay the rent.
And I also can see here where you've made purchases. What you don't have is any independent evidence that shows that this was a loan without something in writing. Ruling is for the defendant.
I understand.
After the ruling, she schooled them.
Chosen to stay with her husband. You have your husband and you have your family. When the blank hits the fan, you always call your mother. I wish you all the best of luck. Forgive and forget a little. Life's too short.
That's crazy, man. I ain't know that bitch be handling everything in there like that. But for the most part, women, y'all need to start fucking using condoms so y'all can have babies, especially if y'all dealing with a bunch of motherfucking niggas and shit. And niggas, I don't know what to say, man. Y'all better quit busting in these chicks, man, that's dealing with 80 niggas and shit. But with that being said, man, I'm out of here, man. Fakalaha Podcast, y'all like and subscribe, whether on Facebook or YouTube. And I keep bringing y'all this content, though. I'm out of here. Peace.
Whatever, I'm the captain too. Give a fuck about whoever I be clapping through. I ain't dapping you, I be mugging you. And if it's money on my mind, I ain't plotting too.